everybody, this is Ruvain Spolter with another Kitah Parsha idea. We're at the end of Chanukah on the one hand, but we're also at the end, the world seems to be at the cusp of being at the end of the beginning of the end, we would call it, the beginning of the end of the corona crisis. The vaccine has been released, people are starting to get doses. So we're starting to try to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's something that all of us are sort of trying to struggle with, being in a pandemic, but on the other hand, trying to see beyond the pandemic, what's going to happen afterwards. And this idea of being at the end is really a theme that comes out literally of the second word of Parashat Miketz, the topic of our Parsha, the word Miketz, which I want to show you as we do in our Kitah lessons. So Parashat Miketz begins with this pasuk. It tells the story of Yosef, and how he's removed from prison and interprets the strange dreams that Paro has, the dreams that he sees, his visions, and then ultimately saves Egypt and saves the known world. Says the Torah, Vayihi, and it was, Miketz shnatayim yamim, at the end of 2 years, Uparo cholem, and Paro is dreaming, Vihine omed al hayor, and he's standing on the oar. And then we read the dreams of Paro. But the language is really, really interesting. First of all, I want to focus on Shnatayim Yamim. 2 years. Yosef, he was stuck in an Egyptian prison after he interpreted the dreams of the baker and the winemaker. 2 years. And I try to think of Yosef in that period of darkness where he has no idea. We know the end of the story. He doesn't know the end of the story. He doesn't know it's 2 years. He just knows he's in prison. He doesn't know if he'll ever get out. He has no idea what his future will bring. But now we want to focus on the word, it keeps moving on me, I apologize, on the word miketz. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay, the word miketz, and that I won't have that problem. Miketz, what does the word miketz mean? It's really a combination of two words, says Rashi. Kedar kumo, as Onkelos Targum translates it in Aramaic, misof from the beginning. V'chol lashon ketz sofhu. So really, I'm going to highlight the word ketz here because we're going to see it in a number of different interpretations. So it's word miketz, and it was from the ketz, the end of 2 years, and Paro is dreaming, and he's standing on the yaor. So this idea of we're now standing at the end, at a ketz, from the end, that the Torah is telling us, using, by the way, it's a very unusual word. Vayihi basof shnatayim yamim, vayihi le'achar shnayim yamim. But the word ketz has implications that take on greater significance throughout Jewish history, as we'll see. I want to quote you the Midrash. The Midrash says, what does it mean, ketz? Ketz sam lachoshech. That God put a ketz, an end to the darkness. Zman natan li Yosef kama shanim ya'aseh ba'afeila bebeita asurim. Time was given to Yosef a number of years in the darkness of Beit Asurim prison. Kevan shehigia haketz. And when the ketz came, that's that word again, when the time of the ending came, chalam paro cholon, the Paro had his dream. So we have this idea of the ketz, the end. Now this idea, it appears in a number of different places. I want to just show you one more that you know from Chanukah. Okay, I'm quoting you from Ma'os Sur. If you sing all of Ma'os Sur, which is a great thing to do, the Devir Kajo ends, ketz Bavel Ziru Bavel, the ketz Shivim Noshati. The ketz, the end of Bavel. I was waiting for the end of the 70 years of exile. And the last verse, this is the last verse, it ends with Chasof Zeroa Kadshecha, right? Reveal the Zeroa, the arm of your holiness. The Karev Ketz HaYeshua. Ketz, the word Ketz has come to mean the idea of the Mashiach, of the redemption. Okay, that idea of Ketz has this implication of ending. Something that I think all of us sort of resonate with, this idea of the light, the light at the end of the tunnel, the ketz. That means something to all of us now. I think all of us can really resonate with the idea of ketz, the idea of the redemption, not even the larger sense of the redemption of the Jewish people, but the ketz corona, the end of this. We've been sitting here now, time goes faster for us. It's going to be, by the time the vaccine really gets going and it reaches most people, we will have been, it's not such a long time thinking globally, but it will have been a year of this pandemic, of dealing with the masks, and they're not in shul, and they're not in communities, and missing other people, and missing our families. And we can begin to see a return to normal life, the idea of this ketz. And I think that's something that all of us should think about when we talk about the name of the Parsha, Miketz, at the end of 2 years of Shnatayim Yamim. Yosef had 2 years in the darkness. We've had less than a year so far. God willing, we should see the Ketz speedily in our days. I hope your Hanukkah was wonderful, and I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.